Hello all you lovely people. Today we are going to be making some delicious vegan coffee cookies with just a few ingredients, and we'll be creating a treat that's perfect for any time of the day. Let's get started. To begin with, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 175 degrees Celsius. Starting with our vegan butter, we will be taking 115 grams, which is half a cup of measure. Now the vegan butter has a lower melting point, which means that it has a tendency to melt at a much faster rate than the regular butter. And therefore we need to take a firm block of vegan butter. Now using a hand whisk or preferably an electric beater would help cream the butter just the right texture that we are looking for. To this we will be adding the jaggery powder, which I'm using here. You can also use the cane sugar. This will be half a cup. I'm using quarter cup measure, which is twice the measure. To this we will be adding 1 teaspoon of coffee powder. This will add a wonderful pop of flavor to your cookies. In addition to this, we will also be adding 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I have been loving baking with coffee lately, and this certainly didn't seem like a stretch at all. And if you were to use the actual coffee grounds, you are sure to have your guests' faces light up as they realize these aren't just ordinary cookies. Now, coming back to the recipe, we are going to beat this butter mixture just as well to get it emulsified enough and get it light and fluffy. This will help the cookies air up and get it even more crispy. Next, we will use the sieve in the same bowl and take our rice flour of 1 cup measure. I'm using home ground white rice flour. You can easily take a store-bought flour as long as it is super fine in texture. To this we will be adding the cocoa powder, which is unsweetened. This will measure up to 2 tablespoons. I cannot help but say, what a wonderful pairing, coffee and chocolate. And for a good reason, because the flavors are said to enhance one another and bring out the best in each other. The earthiness of the chocolate and the bold roasty bitterness of coffee. It's a perfect match. Now, while we beat the dry ingredients into the butter mixture, make sure you go slow, as we do not want the flour flying out of the bowl onto our workspace. Once we have almost saturated all the flour into the butter mixture, we can remove the whisk and get it all together with the help of a spatula. And finally, using our hands as the best tool to get all the crumbs together into one big ball of dough. Now, taking our ball of dough between 2 sheets of parchment paper or butter paper, we will roll it out into a thickness of about half a centimeter. You need not be perfect on the thickness, although make sure you keep all the cookies the same thickness. This helps to bake them evenly at the right temperature. As you roll the dough to the thickness that you're looking for, make sure to check it's not sticking to the parchment paper and lightly dust it with the dry flour. Now, using the cookie cutter and dipping it ever so lightly into the dry flour, This will help it to cut the dough evenly without sticking to it. Depending on the size of your cookie cutter, you can get approximately 12 cookies. Now, using the bench scraper, we will lightly lift the cookies with the help of it and place it on the baking tray, which is lined with the parchment paper. You need not worry about the cracks that you may find on the cookie dough. It will all come together once baked. If you do have any remaining dough, you can keep it aside in the refrigerator for a day or two. Ideally, I would advise you to use it up all together, as once it is refrigerated, it will go dry. But if at all you do, you can use a little bit of vegan butter just to soften it a tad bit more. Now this will go into the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. The cookies are baked and out of the oven. The aroma of the coffee has filled the room so much. It is a coffee lover's paradise. And notice how perfectly round they have retained their shape. This is due to the rice flour. Now, getting down to the decorating of the cookies, I'm using a white chocolate which I have melted over a double boiler and piping it through this piping bag. You can very well use a royal icing, which is ideal for a cookie decorating. Although I prefer using the white chocolate for the very reason that I do not want it to be overly sweet, and it's just perfectly enough balanced out with the coffee and the cocoa. Try it and I'm sure you'll love it. Bake a batch and let me know what you think in the comments below. I just know you're going to love them. Make sure to allow the cookies to cool down completely. You can decorate it the way you like. You can do paisleys, flowers, snowflakes, and while you're at it, get your little ones in the house to join in. This can be a fun holiday activity, and you'll be surprised at the designs that they can create. And now, let us see how crispy they have turned out on the inside. Just the perfect snap that we are looking for. These batch of cookies can be a perfect holiday gifting. So go ahead, bake a batch and let me know what you think in the comments below. Happy baking! Thank you for watching. And I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I did making it. Bye for now. See you in the next video.